Hi guys, welcome to Workout Wednesday. I am Dr. Bells and I hope you have been staying active. So as skippers, one of the common injuries that we may encounter is the jumper's knee, which is an injury or inflammation of the patellar tendon responsible for holding the kneecap in place. It is believed to be caused by repetitive stress on the patellar or quadriceps tendon during high-intensity jumping. It also occurs amongst basketballers, people who play volleyball, long jump, and high jump. You should also note that if you have any of the following, you are at more risk and you should take more precaution when carrying out the aforementioned activities. If you are obese, if you have knocked knees or bow legs, if you have an abnormally high kneecap or low kneecap, or if you have a limb length discrepancy, which is when one leg is longer than the other. Generally, it can be caused and aggravated by your jumping and your landing techniques. It is commoner amongst males and may affect one knee known as unilateral tendinopathy or both knees known as bilateral tendinopathy. How do you know if you have a jumper's knee? You experience pain anywhere around the front of your knee without seeing an obvious injury. The treatment will depend on the stage of the injury. Stage 1 involves pain after the exercise. In stage 2, you experience the pain during and after the exercise, but it does not hinder you from carrying out your usual exercises. Stage 3 has prolonged pain during and after the exercise to the point that it limits you from carrying out your usual activity to your maximum capacity. Stage 4 involves a complete rupture of the patellar tendon. All stages require resting your knee over a period of time and decreasing those jumping and squatting exercises that tend to increase your kneecap and upper leg pressure. Stages 1 and 2 involves conservative treatment where you apply ice over your knee for 20 to 30 minutes. You can do it 4 to 6 times a day if you have stage 2. This method is called cryotherapy. Also stretch your hamstrings and your quadriceps before and after working out. For your quadriceps, you can do the simple quad stretch, the line quad stretch, or the kneeling quad stretch. While for your hamstrings, you can do the simple hamstring stretch, the hodler hamstring stretch, or the standing hamstring stretch. Stage 3 involves treatment using stages 1 and 2, and in addition, you should completely stop the aggravating exercise for 3 to 6 weeks. You can do other exercises like cardiovascular workouts and strength training workouts that don't place direct impact upon your knees. The use of analgesics like NSAIDs can also be prescribed. Stage 4 requires a surgical repair by an orthopedic surgeon. In all these stages, never immobilize your knee as this may result in stiffness and cause more muscle and joint problems. To prevent the development of this condition, always remember that you do warm-ups like 5 minutes and also stretch your hamstrings and your quadriceps, your abductors and your iliotibial bands before you work out. Remember to repeat the stretch after working out. Wearing the right shoes and learning the appropriate jumping and landing techniques is of utmost importance. Jumper's knees should not be confused with Osgood-Schroeder disease, where the inflammation of the patellar tendons occurs at the level of the tibial tuberosity and is common amongst growing children. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and stay tuned for another exciting episode next week Wednesday. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Stay active, stay fit, and stay healthy.